as though I was in that world. I was just taking screenshots and stuff to use for thumbnails. So there's been... Hold on, I lost my whole train of thought. So I've had some thoughts. Let's do F5, classic YouTube moment. I was originally planning on doing sort of like no cuts. I don't know, it seemed nice. Also, it seems convenient, but also I don't know if it really works as a way to make YouTube videos. And additionally, it doesn't work too well because just that one video I made was like 70. The raw video in after I edited ended up being 70. I mean, I didn't edit, but I put it through like a software. It ended up being like 77 gigabytes, 70 some gigabytes total, which is a lot of gigabytes. That's so much. So I have bad news is I already broke my first rule of doing like a new hobby type thing like this. Is I already spent money to buy another hard drive. It was, heavily discounted apparently on sale, so when that will show up, I'll have more space, but it's just not feasible, I don't think, to do no cuts at all. Or just to do everything recorded, because, like one trip into the end islands, you can easily spend like a whole day. You can spend 8 hours in the end, and that would be like, what, hold on, so 2 hours, that would be like half a terabyte? More than half a terabyte? That'd be so much data. There's no way I would ever have enough. I would need to be I'd need to have a lot more space, even than what my small purchase I made to get more storage on my devices. So unless there's a known workaround for that, I don't think it's feasible long term. Because also, if you think about it, if we cut it into 2-hour segments, then that would be 4 episodes if we did it that way, which would be kind of crazy. So I don't think we're going to be able to do everything with just no cuts ever. Right? And I don't think, some of the videos I saw online, they do have a lot of views where they do sort of long form content, but they also think they tailor their build style to where they're like constantly running out of resources and they're building one thing every episode, every 2-hour episode, but they're constantly on the verge of running out of resources, and like they're like some kind of professional or something. They got it down to a science. That just doesn't really match my play style, personally. I guess I'm not saying that that's their play style, maybe, and that's fine. I'm not trying to say that they only do that for the views or whatever. That's just not normally how I would play, is more what I'm saying. So I think I might have to start adding edits. Like we can do it. The thing is, I guess, do you record, like if I'm going to chop down all these trees, which is still like a million trees, right? Do I still record it, or do I just do a hard cut? All right, and welcome back. Look at that. Doesn't that look a lot different now? We have chopped down, we used, I think, 4 axes maybe. And we have all this wood. So, if we ever need to build anything with dark oak, we're good. We're set. We also have a million saplings. We also started cutting down some of the big spruce trees. Is this the mushroom? We definitely don't need these apples. So, I think what we still need to do is that I do want to get pale oak and cherry saplings. I don't know if we'll be using them in the build. I guess this is a failure of planning on my part. And we also need to get some stone. For sure, we need some stone. Probably of both types. And by both types, I mean like deep slate and cobble. Again, I don't know if we're going to be able to... Should probably need a sword. I don't know if we're going to be able to achieve enough. Oh, we need to. Oh, I already have a stack of sticks, I guess. know if we're gonna be able to achieve speed, enough speed to. We're gonna need another pickaxe, actually. Enough speed to build, create a build to show off. But what if we put it in our, we build it in our hotbar, our inventory. Perfect. We're gonna need torches. You can just use these. Using those up. Probably don't need to bring a hoe. Well, no, hold on. We do need to bring a hoe because we're gonna go to a. Why did I put that there? We're gonna go to a lush cave, and you know we can bring a whole stack of wood with us. We don't have a boat because it has a fox in it currently, so we need to build a boat. Oh, and I guess one thing else we could look at is food, additional food. You know, let's go. It's not waste any more time. Oh, we should have made shears. That way we can get some flowering leaves. Or we can get some. I don't want to necessarily break this actually, because this will be in view. Let's go a little further in before we start destroying the world. See here, this is blocked by the hill, so nobody will see this. Get some mossy cobblestone. That'll be useful. We won't have to make any mossy cobblestone ourselves. Well, I didn't know these were so big. It really is gargantuan. A gargantuan rock. This one's a big plus sign. Okay, so here's this thing. I feel like there's not that many caves in this world. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in a lot of worlds, there's caves everywhere that you can just use to get deep into the earth. There's not a single cave in the world. So I think we'll do is we'll go right over here where this was. And we'll just dig. I'm not a big copper enjoyer. Whoops. Be cluttering up our inventory. But you know, the difference between having 1 copper and 20 copper is nothing. Negligible in inventory management. Oh, you know what? We should have brought a bundle. Because we're gonna get a lot of junk, I imagine. Go too far that way. You don't want to intersect with the future digging for no good reason. I imagine probably wouldn't matter much if we intersect with it in the future. We want to make sure we're still in this spot where it's going to give us the lush cave. a lot of gravel. Okay, hold on. We put the torch in our offhand. We are not finding a cave, which, you know, I guess makes sense if we're building a 1x1 or 1x3 hole to not find a cave. It's not too uncommon. Just digging a hole. Oh, you know, one thing I was gonna do is I was gonna look at the F3 menu. See, apparently you can change it now to show different things. It's gold. Not really bothered to mine gold by itself. Here we go. Perfect. This should go into a cave, right? That's how this works. Maybe not. Maybe that's not how this works. I felt like, and I've never really tried to mine clay. I felt like this would be, so my experience with clay is when it's on in a lush cave on the ground. But I guess not. This is just a big pocket of clay. You know, it seems to be the way of things. When you're looking for a cave, you can't find a cave. When you don't want a cave, when you just want to get down to mine caves. I don't even hear any cave noises of a surrounding cave to try to echolocate. Yeah, the way this is going, we're not gonna get into the cave. Into a cave. Which is kind of funny. Oh, okay. We did get into a cave, and we found diamonds. Did we bring our boat with us? No, we left it in the ocean. Because we could use our boat to get down there. So if you use cobblestone, then it'll be easier to find this. Oh, I guess we can't. We have to go up one. When you're down in the cave, it'll be easier to find. Because cobblestone doesn't naturally generate here, of course. So when we're looking to get out of here, we'll be able to spot the cobblestone. It'll allow us to escape easier. We could jump in that water, but it's kind of nice to have a way out. Uh-oh. That was a skilled maneuver there. But we do want top. We do need to be careful, there's more diamonds over there. Our pickaxe is gonna break soon. Relatively soon, anyway. I tend to use more torches than are strictly necessary, especially around places that you want to be able to find easily. So like around, say a stairs to escape out of a big cave. Because then when you're looking around, you'll be more likely to spot all your torches. If I put that there, does that block our head? No. Okay, we're good. Ooh, a mine shaft. Again, I feel like hard, I don't know, I feel like, because isn't hard supposed to buff the spawning of mobs, but I feel like mobs just don't spawn sometimes. There's nobody down here. Hello? Anybody home? Nobody's home. I think that's a lot of diamonds. I think there's more right there. Yeah. Like that's a lot of diamonds that we've seen. I guess one thing I noticed was I don't know if how the darkness looks for you guys. Oh. There's a skeleton. Looks really bright over there. There's so many diamonds. Look, I'm having a lot of diamond luck. Because there's a diamond all the way over there. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a little tiny speck. There's a diamond there. There's those diamonds over there. We have an embarrassment of diamonds. So let's use the cobblestone as our block of choice. Back off before we draw too much aggro. That was a pretty embarrassing show. There's some dirt, coarse dirt. Whatever, the roots rather. That's what I meant to say to look at. I think you need shears for those. I don't remember for sure. Just let them fight. Obviously, okay. There's this creeper. The thing about creepers is you don't even have to fight them. You can just let them do their own thing. It's pretty easy to kill them without really incurring any personal risk. More diamonds. Also, spiders get stuck on. Oh, okay. I'll let them hit. Seems like spiders get stuck a lot. There's a diamond. You can really use creepers to your advantage. They're like a little portable TNT that you can bring up. Is there like a scroll wheel sensitivity? I don't really feel like dealing with that particular combination of creepers and skeletons at this exact moment. And the one thing that you may notice, I'm not really targeting a lot of the ores to mine them, and that's because, you know, this is right next to our base. We're definitely going to be coming back to this area, so we don't really need to hyper focus and get all of the resources. We can save some of them for later. Particularly, we don't need to get all the diamonds, especially when they're so obvious. So we can come back later. Wow, is that part of the same diamond, or? I think it was part of the same diamond. But we don't have to get all the diamonds because we can come back later with fortune. And we can get extra diamonds. Though, that being said, I'm still gonna get some of them. Guess we should eat. Get some of the glow berries. We're gonna run out of torches real soon too. Where's that skeleton, do you think? I think they're below us. There's a lot of mobs over there. We can go up there to get glow berries. It's kind of a dangerous cave-in potential there. So I guess they're not, I mean, they may still be below us, but I thought they were in this cave. Oh, you know what? Oh, we brought all this wood, though. See, that's one tip you can have, is if you bring wood with you, then you can always extend your mining. You don't get an achievement for making a diamond pick. Also, if you do those little jumps like that without building, then mobs can't follow you. So that's a tip you can use. Okay, Bean. We're gonna run out of torches and we don't have coal. So that's gonna be a more definitive end to our mining. We didn't really get that much in the way of building resources, honestly. But that makes sense. We didn't really... We're just exploring. We didn't really have a focus on collecting resources. Collecting... I guess we didn't have a focus on collecting any type of resource at all. Oh, we have a... Whoops. What was here? I think it was the axe. Actually, I have no clue what was here. What was the shovel? We should have the correct tool for this. And I guess we already have gold, so collecting this won't take up an inventory spot. So we can just pick up extra, even though we're not really going to be using it, I don't think, for anything in particular. Quite yet. out of torches and no coal. Okay, so we did come up this way. So that's a test of our... Ooh, a witch. Is that... That was a graphical error. We can see the clouds. It's a test of our sense of direction. If we can escape or not. Okay. You have to defend your friend there. So I think there was... We don't need to get more diamonds, I don't think, but... There was some right over here. Do we have room? So we can have some redstone. Yes, okay. There was more diamonds. I know I said that we don't have to get them all, but... I mean, look how many diamonds we have found already. So, surely, when we come back later looking for more diamonds, it'll be just as easy. So what we want, I think, is tuft. Andesite's also good. We also want andesite. So really, if you think about it... Oh, there's diamonds. Oh my god, there's so many diamonds. If you think about it, this was a failure of an expedition, because we didn't get a lot of any of the building resources that we were kind of looking for. But we did get 1,000,000 diamonds. So, you know, we'll just have to call it a wash. For real, this might be the most diamonds I've ever found. Like without fortune in a single cave. Like without even trying really. Let's collect some tuff in the dark. See, that's a perfect spot. Now when we come back in the cave, there'll be a spot where mobs can spawn. Way up high. So they can jump on us and ambush us. Oh, there's so many. We really should have saved some of these for fortune. There's so many of them. So we have no space for cobble, deep slate. We can get rid of this. Probably we're not going to use that. We're not in any shortage of wood, so we don't really need to concern ourselves with keeping that. Okay, so both of those combined, hold on, I'm going to do some quick math. Both of those combined before were 70 gigabytes, and that was 2 hours of video. So if we do, we have, hold on, we have 123 gigabytes free. So that's really not that much leeway, right? We can do like 2 hours and 30 minutes, maybe 3 hours. So we really don't actually have that much leeway. Here's the thing. Let's get rid of these. Is there an official tool for this? I don't know. I don't know if there is, but we can just use that, apparently. You know, I feel like they took more hits initially. What was that? If I actually saw anything. Oh. Might have washed out some of our torches. It was a little risky behavior on our part. Okay, so we really don't have. I mean, we can get rid of a couple items that are just one-offs. That's where a bundle would have come in handy. And you know, we do have fire protection 3. We could even get in the lava. Get more redstone. So we will. I guess we should have probably saved the redstone for Fortune 3 as well, because we will need redstone, obviously, at some point. And then when we do need it, well, we're gonna need more than like 54. That has no use, so we can get rid of that, right? We can definitely come back for all this stuff. We'll definitely be back there. Spider hissing. Name tag. Oh, torches. Oh, a geode. Where is the spider spawn? I feel like the amount of spider noises indicates a spider spawn. Diamond. Well, we're getting away. Okay, so we do want to get all these rails eventually. That'll be heaven. I feel like it's almost not even worth it. The andesite. I do want the andesite. Like, if you need rails, usually you need like 7 million rails, right? Okay, let's go back. We're getting lost. We definitely do know that the... Okay, we kind of are lost. We know that the spiders are over here. They're like down here, I bet. Let's not expose the spiders when we have no... Let's not expose the spawner when we have no torches left. That seems like a fool's errand. A single bread. Name tag. And we don't want to jump down there. Is that basalt? Is that... Doesn't look like deep slate. Is that potentially a second? Okay, let's quit dallying. We could go mine some andesite. Let's quit dallying. Let's go do a different dallying. let's just get a stack of this. Let's get 2 stacks while we're here. Never have too many stacks of andesite. It's a solid useful block. No, that's cobblestone. We're just mining in the dark. This is mining after hours in the dark. We have our first radio caller calling in. What's your question, caller? You know, if you're gonna be mining in the dark, isn't that gonna be bad for YouTube? Well, that's a good question, caller. That's a good question. Frankly, no one's gonna watch anyway, so it really doesn't matter what we do. We can just play the game like normal, and no one's gonna watch. Oh, okay. Thanks for pointing that out. We've officially lost it. We've lost the plot, official style. I feel like we haven't seen an axolotl. I guess we can mine that too, huh? We got the spiders hissing perfectly in the background. Okay, so we can still pick up more of this stuff. What? Oh no. Was that a light source? I feel like it was. I've become accustomed to living as a cave person. Now we have no room for andesite. We do have still more room for moss and stuff, but the thing with moss is it's pretty easy to get outside when you're not in the cave. So we could get more gravel. You don't really need gravel, I don't think. Well, you know, gravel actually not too bad of a block for what we're gonna be doing, I think. I don't know if we will use it. See, look, here's my strategy of using all these extra torches. Really paying dividends right about now. See, look, that was so easy to find our way out. That was a pretty good cave, honestly. You know what they say? We were like that one guy in the meme who was mining towards the cave. If I would have turned around, I would have. What a fool I would have been. While we go up, we can mine the top of our head. Because we'll probably use these stairs, even if this isn't going to be our permanent access to down here. We'll still end up probably using these at least one more time. Because it's a big area down there. And even if we build a more official access point, you know, when you're leaving the mines, you don't get that picky, right? You just like, oh, here's the exit. We're out of food or whatever. We'll just use this non-official exit to escape. So honestly, it's kind of disorientating to mine up like this and jump, and mine up and then jump. Oh my goodness, we almost got killed. Wow, we can't use the torch trick because we're out of torches. Okay, oh, we're still pumping our head. Eventually we can come through with some stairs. Is it daytime, do you think? Seems like it's allowed. Oh, it's our first wandering trader. Water bucket, whoa. Fermented spider eye. Slime ball. could save these guys for later, but I mean, there'll be plenty more where this comes from, right? It's not something we have to worry about too deeply. Guess we'll get rid of the arrows. That's our first leather that we've gotten. Get rid of the shovel. And I guess we didn't take our boat with us, so our boat will be right out here. You should probably chop down some of this sugar cane now. It's already all full grown. They grow up so fast. Oh, we already had a boat. Okay, so let's put the gravel at the bottom. Andesite at the bottom. Put the granite at the bottom. You know, we will eventually make more chests. Don't you worry. It's just, you know, in today's economy, who can afford to make more chests? That's all I'm saying. Right? So we need to ration our chests at the current moment. Put the name tags in here, even though they're stagnant. You know they don't technically meet our own definitions. I was gonna sleep right to, I guess, hold on. Which sound setting do you think is the rain? Oh, well, it's probably weather. That'd be my guess. Turn the weather down a little. I guess moss is a plant, isn't it? Let's start cooking that up. Or we can make some shears. Maybe not 5. That's probably excessive. Where do we put bones? What if you give me back? What if we just take this wood, turn it into planks, and then we turn those planks into chests? Perfect, perfect. Normally I would have a spot in the middle. That is empty. That way you don't have to jump. Uh-oh. Keep on making the same mistake over and over again. Give me all the dark oak. This will be our official dark oak storage for now. It's only because we have so much dark oak at the current moment. This will be everything else for now. No, we almost missed that. This will be all of our other different woods for the present moment. Including just a naked chest. These ones have to move back a little bit. I was gonna plant more, but maybe I will. We already get so much in a single time. So we don't need to overindulge in bamboo. This bottom corner will be our main. So we can take all the cobblestone out. I don't know. The way with the new blocks. Normally, I don't know if we need more. Like the deep slate might need its own chest more than we can put the andesite and diorite and other stuff with the cobblestone. We'll put the clay up there, even though I feel like it's a little hard to put the clay up there. Same with this, like we'll eventually need to split that up better. And take our actual quote-unquote valuables. And we can put it in this chest. We're not clicking on the wrong items. Probably not going to get that many emeralds just quite yet. Is it nighttime? Can I sleep? I kind of want the... If you want to get skeleton pieces, you cannot sleep when it's thunderstorming, but it's not thunderstorming, so we can sleep. Alright, we'll just put this stuff in here. We don't need to be that organized quite yet. So we can get those ferns. Did we get rid of the shovel? We did. We got rid of the shovel. Let's just get rid of this. Like that's gravel. It's just annoying me. See, now it's nighttime. So now we can just get rid of the rain, hopefully. Hello. So we have basically two builds in mind. I have two builds in mind. I guess it's not really a we situation. Is we can build a little fox sanctuary off the corner, be in that corner of the island there. Or we can build the sort of the rampart part of the island where the fort will mostly be. It's not gonna be a perfect because the actual Fort Lewis, or whatever the heck the name was, they had ramparts all the way around the island, of course. But we don't have to contend with the British Empire. I think we'll be safe. We don't completely rampart the whole place. We not only do we not have to contend with the British Empire, we don't have to contend with any empire, other than maybe the Pillager Empire or something. Or the Piglin, the Hoglin Empire, Hoglin, Piglin. The guys that live in the Bastions, I guess those guys probably have an empire, right? At some point. I mean, they certainly had a lot of nether portals everywhere. Although I think the fact that they're all ruined Probably means that we don't have to worry about it. You know, it's always nice when you start to look at the world and you're starting to leave your mark on it. So you wake up now, and there's hardly any tree cover on the island. We've already started to make our mark. What? Was that a squid that just drowned? Is that a squid that asphyxiated? Because I don't think, full stop, but I don't think squids drown a bush. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know that was an item. So now I'm gonna go and collect all this stuff. That way we don't punch it all and ruin it forever. I think that's just dirt. Is that bush? No, that's short grass. We're on a quest to see the bush. Are these bushes? These are ferns, okay. I genuinely didn't know bush was separate. I thought it was grass and fern. Which one of you is a bush? Get dry leaf, dry stick. I don't know what it's called, honestly. Obviously, since I didn't know a bush was an item, I don't know what the name of all these items are. Sugarcane, fern. We still don't have bush. We have dead bush. Wow. Imagine that, living in a world with dead bush. Imagine it living in the world where it's the year 2000 and dead bush. Seems like that would be a good world. Okay, I'm going crazy. There's still no bush. What does bush look like? Okay, let's go get our bush out of our chest. What in the hell is a bush? Yeah, look at that. It's way different. No wonder why I never knew it existed. It's like low-key. It's kind of the same. But it's different. The same but different. Is it like the rarest block in the world? Because that's the only one we've seen. Be careful, guys, out there when you're punching. You may be punching what you think is grass. It's actually the much rarer bush. Is that a bush? No, that was not a bush. Am I going crazy? Has bush always been in the game? Was that a bush? No, of course it wasn't a bush. Why would that be a bush? Because I knew fern was a thing that was distinct from grass. Obviously I knew that. That's why I was over here collecting some ferns. But apparently bush is an item I've never heard of until now. You know, the problem with our chests right now is they kind of need to be inlaid, because the ramparts are gonna be like right here on our top of our. We kind of need dirt. Hold on. We need dirt, and we need bush. We need dirt and bush. Okay, so what's our inventory look like? I'm gonna be with you guys. I don't think we're gonna utilize stone sword to its full potential here. Do you think that's a bush? No, it's obviously it's not a bush. What are you, some kind of idiot? It's a short grass. That's I'm honestly this bush is kind of tilting me right now. Okay, let's go get azalea leaf. Hold on. Okay. We need to be better. We need to use our time better. Okay, so we need to use our time better. Let's just stand here, confused. Well, we did just move. No, copper is eventually going to be a detritus item, as in we're going to have so much of it that we need a whole chest for it. Just it. Let's keep an eye out for any more bushes. Is that a bush? No, that's short grass. Right? Okay, so if this is short grass, does this look like short grass to you? It was. Oh my god. Let's keep an eye out for bushes. I genuinely didn't know bushes were an item. Can you get them by bone mealing? Oh, that's a bush. I see it. You guys see it? Oh, there's another bush. That's gotta be a bush. It is a bush. Okay, maybe bushes aren't as rare as I thought. Maybe I'm just not in taiga biomes. Any great deal of frequency. So here's our cave, and then here's our azalea. Yum. Yum, 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 yum. Is that it? Is there more? I missed some. You see any more bushes? There's a tall fern. Keep your eye out for bushes. I don't see any. Okay, so we need andesite. I guess we should have made stairs. Okay. We need andesite and we need tuft. Oh, here's some andesite, but we made torches. So let's not destroy our stairs, but let's get all the andesite. You know, the thing is, I don't actually know how this will look in the world. I'm just only theory crafting in my head. We may be better off making the fox thing first. It'll be less experimental. At least for me. Who do you think you would side with? The French or the British? You know, I'd say that's a pretty rough choice. Because I don't think French toast is even French. Don't even get me started on the British. Are you gonna eat biscuits and gravy? Is that a British thing? I think that's probably good. Beans and toast. What is a gross French thing? I don't know. Snails? That's probably not that gross. I don't personally eat snails, but surely it's probably fine. See, I'm too woke, because I'm like, surely snails, that's just a cultural thing. I'm sure snails probably taste fine. Whereas beans and toast? That just seems wrong. And I don't think that's a woke thing. I think that's just a basic flavor. probably texture. No, I'm just joking. I don't really have a strong opinion about beans and toast. I would never eat beans and toast, but I'm kind of a picky eater, so I would never eat a lot of stuff. We didn't need this many torches. Sort of a excessive number of torches. Aha, look, that's so much tuft here. Uh-oh. Hopefully we don't find an iron vein. While we're mining tuft, that would be annoying. That would not be what we're looking for. Oh, you know, we also need to get coarse dirt. I guess we don't need to get coarse dirt. I don't know why I said that, but I do want to get some. But we also need regular dirt, honestly. What should we name all of our foxes when we get them? How do you make tuft into tuft bricks? Okay. That's pretty easy. Just out here mining our own toughened business. Our own andesitin business. Almost fell for the meme. That glow lichen. It's obviously not diamonds. Come on, guys. No one believes you. No one believes you. That poor bat. No one believes that you think that glow lichen is diamonds. No one does. I refuse to believe it. Oh my god, diamonds. It was definitely dark enough. Mobs could have spawned there. Glow lichen isn't even that bright. That's what I meant to do. How did you spawn? Kinda should block this lava off almost. We can block the lava off. There's some gold. Oh, almost died. That was dangerous. Okay, well, where does this lava... Apparently this lava originates 5 million miles in the air. So... It does. 5 million miles. Oh, someone missed that diamond. Someone missed that glow lichen. Axolotl, chirp. Where's the axolotl? I don't see you. Normally I like to put the block torches only on the ground. not hanging sideways. So if I chop this, is it a single guy? Oh, it's 5 of them. Oh my god. It's 4 of them. Oh my god. You think there's underground bushes? Oh, you see that? There's a geode. I feel like we've seen a lot of geodes in this area. Oh my god. It's andesite. Yum 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 yum. Delicioso. Okay. It's gonna flood our torches, I think. Unfortunate for us. And our torches. Ooh, some coal. Oh. Alright. Oh. Oh, okay. Alright. Put all this water here. I'm trying to mine some coal, not get flooded out. Oh, and that coal even, to add insult to injury, that coal's gone forever. Is that a fish? Some kind of fish or something? Whoa, 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 whoa. See, look, even on hard mode, I feel like creepers are... How do I check what mode I'm on? Even on hard mode, creepers, I feel like they're just unless they like get you immediately in your face, they're just not that intimidating. Ooh, look at all this free stuff though. Unless the creeper gets you right on your head, to explode right on top of you. Die right. We have too much junk. We don't really have room for the... There's so many of these guys. I think these guys are non-renewable, but... What would you have to be building in order to run into that issue? I feel like I put more torches down. Okay, let's not get carried away. Our inventory is full of garbage. Yeah, our inventory is full. I guess there's no reason for us to go into that geode. So I guess here's the thing. We're actually running out of time for storage space. If we wanted to edit a whole bunch, chop it all down, I guess I could cut it all up and then just lose the raw footage forever. And then, like, so I'd have to stop recording and then cut a whole bunch. And then I could start recording again afterwards when I have more space after I cut everything. I mean, we'd still be running into a time limit there. So we got tough. You get more tough. Get rid of gravel. We did not. Did we have a full sentence there? Did we finish my thought? Perhaps not. We could cut it. I don't know. The thing is, if I did finish my thought and I just restate my thought, isn't that bad? Isn't that not good? So I could cut the stuff up. And then I'll have more space because I can delete the raw footage. And only save the cut up footage. Problem is it going to be coherent? Or is it going to be incoherent if we chop everything up? It's a real issue, you know? I don't want a bunch of incoherent footage that doesn't connect. Let's blow this popsicle stand. Let's blow this joint. You know, blow the joint. Let's blow this joint. I feel like that's it could be a double entendre, right? Because you can. There's an actual thing called a joint that you do blow. I think. You probably suck on it. I don't know. I don't smoke. We really need to get some stairs. Although, surely we'll never come back here. So why would we need stairs? If we're never going to come back here. You know? We need to make a stone cutter. That we do need to make. That's for true. That's for sure. For true. I meant to use the shears in there. This song is just called Minecraft. Look, I'm on the hunt for bushes, but I don't think we need to be doing that. This is part of our issue here. I don't think I'm focused enough in my Minecraft playing to do non-edited content as a long play on YouTube. There's our guy. I don't think he's gonna despawn. It seems like he's living forever in that boat. We don't need to use our name tag. Did I ask this question? What do you guys think we should name our foxes? This could be at least more than one. That's for sure. Isn't it? I thought azalea leaves are the same as oak leaves. Or is that just the wood? What's going on in my inventory right now? All this stuff. We can put that in there. Dirt. Keep on opening the same chest. Dirt chest. Okay, this stuff can all go in here. Eventually we'll need to organize our blocks more. Where did I put the clay block? Wait a minute. These are somewhere. This is where coal is right now. What was I saying? Was I saying anything? I don't remember. We need to make a stone cutter. And we're not gonna have enough leather to make an enchanting setup. which is unfortunate. Because we're gonna have enough paper and enough levels and enough everything else. But we're not gonna have enough leather. And the easiest way to remedy that would be to go exploring. Because then you can find libraries. You can find villagers that have libraries. We can chop down their books. And you can also, when you're exploring, ranging far and wide, you can destroy cows. Yeah, let's try to make a bunch of stone. When you're ranging far and wide, you can kill cows with no repercussions at all. Because you'll be out of jurisdiction. The local county, the local county sheriff, what's he gonna do? He's never gonna find you. You can just murder the cows with impunity, and they're never gonna be able to find you by investigating. How do you make a stone cutter? Stone. Stick. Stone. Cutter. So we can do it. Ta-da. And then we can put this here. Ta-da. Now I'm at the point where like I need to start doing the next thing. But I'm sort of like procrastinating. Okay, so if we are gonna... We should get a lot of wool. We do need to get a lot of dirt. Let's make a diamond shovel. Let's collect wood. Where's my sticks? Where's my sticks? You know where the sticks are. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't think I'm cut out to be a Minecraft creator. I'm too disjointed. Oh my God. Here it is. You wanna come with me? Come over here and get dirt. Fox speaks, yeah. That's a good idea. We could go in the nether. I like that you shake your head a lot. Because we can honestly... Oh, you think we can get this guy in a boat too? Like that one's almost perfectly made. You should get in the boat. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Now we have lost that boat for all eternity, but that's not a big deal. We don't really want to be chasing this guy. That will stress him out. Does this stick look different than the other stick? Here we are, coarse dirt. We need regular dirt and coarse dirt, so... Look, we never even collected dirt with iron shovel, so that's what I like to see. Iron shovel, no thank you. Podzol, no thank you. We're just here for some dirt. And coarse dirt. Of course dirt. Of course dirt. So yeah, So this would be a good thing to cut in the future. Like this part, where we're just collecting dirt. We can make a short when I find the bush. Like, is this a bush? I've never seen this in my life. Oh, it's nighttime. And we don't have our boat, so the fact that it's nighttime is more damning. Anyways, the new hard drives I have, they say 2 days, 2 to 4 days. Today's Saturday, in case anybody's keeping track. This is recorded on a Saturday. So Sunday doesn't count as a day. So that's gonna be like Wednesday. So I've already, you know, I can beat the Minecraft 2-week phase. Just only don't have enough storage space. I feel like foxes should not chase salmon, because it really messes them up. They just stand in the middle of the river forever. You know, I don't think they should stand in the river. That's just me though. We can get all this dirt. Again, like, this is on hard mode. Hello, mobs. Where are you? Hello. So we get all the dirt. And then we can sort of use it to terraform the world. There's an Enderman. Hello, sir. Is this the azalea tree? Let's just cut this guy down. Looks kind of sad. Sad and alone, with no leaves, naked, shivering. Alright, let's go. Hopefully that's enough dirt. I missed. You missed. We both missed. We're strangers in the night. We both missed each other. Okay, let's go get some boats. Pow. Kerplow. Kerplow. Do you think that's the noise a sailor makes when you kill it? Kerplow? There's a drown. Wow. 2 drown. There's a bunch of squid. So our first episode that I made is completely edited. It's super edited. Or no, wait. I'm sorry. It's not edited at all. It's like completely raw footage. So at the next episode I upload is super edited. Isn't that going to be confusing? We can have completely conflicting. What am I doing? Get rid of this. Sticks. Get rid of the seeds. Pour dirt on the bottom. Do we have an animal product one? So this can be the animal. This can be the mobs. So I think this is animal, this is mob. Animal. Mob. Animal, I mean. Animal. We have a bunch of boats. Where's the leads? Oh, brother. Because can't you put a lead on the boat now? So can you just have like a chest on your, a boat chest on a lead? A chest boat? Boat chest? So what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's kind of bad, right, if we have the first episode is all not edited at all. It's just the raw footage. And then the next episode is super edited. Surely that's not good. These guys are hunting. They're on the prowl. Get in my boat. Get in the boat. So at least we're gonna have enough genetic diversity on our foxes, right? There's 4 of them. That's enough genetic diversity, surely. You know, it'd be really convenient if they made soul sand. Something you could get out of the ruined nether portal. That way you can really avoid going to the nether. Then the only other thing they could add nether quartz. That's another thing they could add. Okay, so we're gonna cut down some trees again. Cue the tree cutting montage. Welcome to the danger zone. That's a song, right? I think. Push it to the limit. There, is that the song? I think that was the song I was thinking of. It goes, and then you go into the bank with all your cocaine money. Because you're pushing it to the limit of legality you have with your cocaine business. Okay, what if we avoid chopping down this humongous tree? What about that? What then? Because none of the leaves are touching it, so we don't need to cut it down. Same here. Though here, it's kind of unfortunate. Like, how do music rights work? If I make my own version of Push It to the Limits, but I'm not monetizing it, how does it work? If I just make it for my, well, I guess my YouTube is. Does that count as monetizing it? But I don't make money on YouTube, right? So do I have to go to the holder of the music, whoever owns it, some recording company, and request that I can make it? Is that that's how you make a tribute, I guess, probably? And they probably don't give that to anybody, right? They'll be like, who are you? Who are you again? I'll be like, I'm nobody. And they'll be like, wow, you really are nobody. That's impressive. I've never talked to nobody before. See, this is where I should have started the recording, I think, on the separate camera, or whatever the heck it's called, the replay mod. Okay, we have to go up 1 block. You know, this is why I like these trees the most for getting wood, because they're like a lot of wood, but they're also like kind of satisfying to chop down in a way. They're like convenient to chop down. are satisfying to chop down. There's 700 million wood on them. It's just really everything you could hope for in a tree chopping endeavor. Well, I was thinking we could maybe cut to me making the fox sanctuary, but realistically we kind of want it to be big enough, right? We don't want to be inhumane with our fox sanctuary. So, I don't know, you know? I feel like we need to cut down more trees. And then we're gonna plant more trees. Like, this tree can probably stay in the sanctuary. I don't like these trees. Tell me this is a real tree. Just got only leaves on the top part of the tree. Like 5 leaves on it even. Okay, so we got a bunch of wood. That's good. You always need wood. That's true. You can hoover up some bamboo. I don't know. Do you think we can leave these trees? I don't think so. I think those trees will eventually have to go. I'm always yawning in my episodes at the end of the episode. We are at the 2-hour mark. We're at the dang near the 2-hour mark. Yeah, let's just cut down the tree. And again, I just don't think I'm focused enough. I don't have the perfect the focus in the to make one build per episode. You know? And that's I think damning for me. And when I say damning there, that's not a curse word. It's like indicting of my personal build style, my play style. It's not going to be good for the YouTube algorithm. But, you know, it's normal to not build anything in the first 2 episodes. That's totally normal, guys. I think we need to normalize. No, I'm just kidding. We don't. We actually don't need to normalize that. It seems like something of. Seems like a matter of no concern. I'm gonna be realistic with you. I think it's fine that we don't have a bunch of videos of people not building anything in their first episodes. That seems like that's a non-issue. And it seems like something that just flows naturally. We could have made it a copper axe. We have an extra diamond. Could have made a copper axe. What if we leave that? Isn't that a beautiful art piece? The tree that was not chopped. You know, it's like a thing you could find. The logging company went bankrupt in the middle of cutting down the tree. And so they left the uncut tree. It's like something you could find in the real world. But not, obviously not with trees. Okay, well apparently cutting these down is a little awkward if you run out tree. Well, run out of axe in the middle of the tree. But I guess so for my next episode, I should probably... I've not played in this world at all. It's not been recorded. But I did create a copy of the world. And then so I could get a copy or get a picture for the thumbnail. So I guess, is that cheating? Kind of is, it feels like. a little bit. I don't know why I brought that up. It's because I need to test block palettes. Because I don't want to just... Well, hopefully we use andesite. Andesite. And tuft. We did gather some andesite and tuft. That's the noise the fox makes, by the way, if you were wondering. They make like the sound of the dinosaur screeching at the start of Walking with Dinosaurs, one of the episodes. Isn't that beautiful? Just imagine you could have that as a pet in your own house. What I've heard from my limited research on if you can have a fox as a pet is that they don't really potty train that well. So if you want a pet fox, that's just something you're gonna have to deal with. And the thing is, you should not have pets of wild animals. Full stop. You as an individual should not be keeping pets of wild animals. So realistically, that's where, whenever I look it up, that's where the discussion stops. Is you should not have a wild animal as a pet. So, but if you are going to have a wild animal as your pet, just know that they do not potty train well. So that's something you need to worry about, is the lack of potty training. Your house will smell like pee. You may be okay with that, I guess. I wouldn't be okay with that. It's the same thing with, I think, raccoons as a pet. Is they don't potty train well, I believe. Maybe not. That's not... Maybe they do potty train well. But also, they're a wild animal. They're not actually domesticated. And so you shouldn't have them as a pet. Still. And that's another thing that people don't understand, I guess, is just because you have one tamed animal does not mean it's domesticated, right? So lions are not domesticated, even though there are tamed lions. And yeah, I guess technically wolves, modern day wolves, are also not domesticated, even though you can have a tamed wolf. Dogs are domesticated because, it's a completely different, it's a much more involved process. I can't actually tell you specifically when it stops being a tamed one and it becomes a domesticated one. But like elephants are not domesticated. There are tamed elephants, but they're not domesticated elephants. And the distinction is important. I cannot tell you exactly what the difference is. But if you have a wild animal and you tame it, it's not domesticated. So I don't think there are any domesticated foxes. There's no domesticated elephants, for example. There's no domesticated raccoons. Maybe a tamed raccoon, or a tamed elephant, or a tamed fox. They're still a wild, somehow, in some way. I don't really know. Well, I guess they're not wild, they're tamed, but they're not domesticated. Which may be a distinction without a difference for most people. In most uses, it's, I think, a distinction without a difference. But it is something to keep in mind, I suppose. But the thing with elephants, for example, is they live for so long that domesticating them is sort of a difficult prospect because they live for, longer than a human. As long as a human. So at that point, domesticating them is a multi-generation, like 1,000 years. It would take too long. It's simply not realistic, not feasible. Because all the elephants you've ever seen that are tamed, they capture them in the wild as a baby. They kidnap the baby, and then they train it. That's not domesticated. And I think the issue, I don't know what the issue is. I think the issue is just time. And then for like zebras, that's the same issue, is I don't even think they tame zebras. So, there's that. zebras are not. Zebras are particularly ornery, and I guess it makes sense that they're ornery because they have to deal with lions and hyenas. Can you imagine an African bear? Oh my! What do you think an African bear would be like? Probably just a bear. Why do you think there is no bears in Africa? Probably because, but do bears mostly live in forest? I guess there are forests in Africa. Do you think there was a prehistoric bear that lived in Africa that went extinct? I don't think bears ever made it there, is the thing. So I'm going over time right now in my recording. And the assumption there is I'm definitely going to have to edit then. Because I don't have enough space on the hard drive to not edit it. So you're probably seeing some form of edited content. You're welcome, what can I say? You know, I put in all the hard work. Not only do I have to play the video game, I then have to edit the video game. Wow. Truly hard work. Hopefully eventually we'll have a building built for the thumbnail. You know, hopefully, and then we'll go gangbusters. Whatever. What do you think is the origin of that word phrase? Going gangbusters. I have no clue. Uh-oh. You could have used the bottom as a step so we didn't have to jump from that. But we didn't, so we had to jump. And that's unfortunate. I do think the first build, what do you guys, let's do a poll. I think the first build we'll do will be sort of the nebulous fort aspect on the other half of the island over there facing the ocean? Or do you think it will be the fox sanctuary? What do you think will be the first one we complete? You know, I don't want to weigh too heavily in on it because that will influence the outcome. There'll be 0 people voting in the poll, by the way, influencing the 0 votes. I think, personally, I don't know, I'm torn because I feel like the fort part, the ramparts, it's not even a whole build, first off. It requires more thought, definitely, because I've just never built a rampart. And probably, honestly, I'm overthinking that. And the thing is, we should probably build it, probably gonna go out into the ocean, even though realistically you wouldn't do that. What is my seed? I need the seed for the world, that way I can load up a new world, and then I can come take a picture. I played Minecraft for 500 days, and it's the day 1, a completely forested island. Day 2, all the trees are cut down. So, do you think that people would watch that video? I don't think I would, personally. You know, maybe there's a bit of contrarian in me. Every time I see the day 1 and then day 1000, I'm like, alright, buddy, wrap it up. Obviously, that's not everyone's thought when they look at that. Apparently, they're like, oh my god, what did they do in 1,000 days? Oh my god. Not everything's for me, and that's okay. In fact, you should not target at me as your audience, I would say. I'm never been a big content consumer. So it would not be a good target audience. Dang, there's still so many trees. You know, I thought this would be easier. It would be less. There's just too many trees. Who put all these trees here? You know? There's just too many of them. We still don't even, we cut down all these trees and we don't even have the faster leaf decay plugin, whatever it's called. See, look, dark oak, it's just not as good as cutting down a giant spruce tree. You know, that's just factual. I don't think it can be contested. I think that cutting down giant spruce tree, way more enjoyable than cutting down a dark oak. Your mileage may vary, I suppose. See, look, there's still so many of them. It's constantly, I'm constantly underestimating. I was like, oh yeah, it'll just be quick to cut down these last trees. No, it won't be quick actually. They'll be long. Do you think long is the opposite of quick? Or is it not? I guess I was thinking there's only one word that could be the opposite of something, but that's not true. So, I guess long can be the opposite of quick. Can you hear that? They're moving something upstairs. What do you think they're moving? Riveting content. What are they moving upstairs? We'll never know. It's gotta be my least favorite tree. What's going on here? We should have done the record mod again. Replay mod. So we could show us cutting down all the trees. Okay, let's go to sleep because there's gonna be mobs. They'll be annoying to deal with the mobs. You know, I have a flash drive that I used to update my Intel Core processor that was apparently killing itself or something. You think I got a big flash drive when I did that? Or I probably got the small one. So it's probably not going to help alleviate my storage issues. So one thing we need to do before the end of this is we need to change the F3 menu so I can find out what day it is. That way we can do it for clickbait thumbnail. Is it clickbait? Is it? I feel like the meaning of clickbait has... Is it really clickbait to say what day it is in Minecraft? I don't think so. That's just descriptive, isn't it? Is that really clickbait? Maybe it's clickbait if you lie. But I feel like if you're honestly spent that many days in Minecraft, is it clickbait? Still, you know? I guess I don't really have a horse in the game. I'm not really a YouTuber yet. I'm a serious YouTuber, I don't really have to contend with what is and is not clickbait. We're almost done. We have almost chopped down 100 trees in Minecraft. So if I am going to be editing though, I feel like that does lose something as opposed to fully non-edited. But we're always going to have to cut stuff, surely. Nobody wants to watch you as a form of a YouTube video. Spend 500 years in the end. So there's always a limit to non-edited YouTube video content form. We're almost done. We're almost done. There's almost no more trees. We've almost committed ecocide on this island. And you know, when we're up here at the top of the street, we can look down and we can sort of build a mental map of what we can build. Even though we have the free cam mod, so actually doesn't really matter much. Uh-oh, our inventory's full. It's a lot of planks, a lot of logs. I kind of think we need to put all the wood in one chest for the thumbnail. You know, the thumbnail. Is that what people talk about in YouTube videos? People like that when you talk about that in the YouTube video, surely. It's kind of a weird sound when you eat. You don't want to lose any of the... Look how like dark the sugarcane is over here. See, are you seeing it now? We could build like, that could be like a little dock there. A lot of spruce. So what is it, F1? Oh, no, you're not sitting anymore. So wait, I need to make sure, what is it, F3 to make a screenshot? No. Okay, so F1, F2, F5, turn around, F2, F1, huh? I'm telling you all the rules. F5. So now we need to do F... What the heck am I doing? Okay, so how do you do this? Old growth pine taiga. I think I have to do this off the recording. Wet hands. Oh, F2. That's the screenshot. Huh? You can F3 escape. I didn't know you could do that. So how do you edit this menu? Because where is the day? We're at 60 FPS. Integrated server, whatever that means. We're using 45% of the GPU. That's not true, but well, maybe we are. We're only using 0.6% of my CPU. It's crazy. We need to use more CPU. Client light, biome, local difficulty, day. There's the day. Day 18. Okay. So we're gonna stop. Okay, hold on. We need an outro. Okay, so that's gonna be the end of the episode. Well, here, let's actually do the outro over by the Fox. Okay, that's going to be the end of the episode. We did not get a building, so we will not have a good clickbait. Oh, look, they're all facing this way, except for that one. We did not have a building, so our thumbnail is going to be awkward. And then we have to deal with hardware, space, limits on my computer for making videos and keeping the old videos around. But so that's going to be the end of the episode. We did not build everything. We didn't build anything. We just cleared all the trees, which, you know, that's the first step maybe. We still need to probably put dirt and stuff around. I don't know. We'll see. That's the end of the first episode though. We do have a bunch of foxes now, but that's the end of the episode.